Hello, it's been a while. I try to do these every month. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes it may not happen. But I'm here. I see hearts in the comments. I think some people are here, or someone is here. Let me know how you're doing in the chat and where you're tuning in from, if you are here live or in the comments. So I was just going to do, I've been meaning to do this for a while, a quick kind of tuning in to the collective energies, a quick kind of weather report, and I've been having a message coming through me to share for a while, and finally I'm actually doing this. So yeah, very strong message for this year, even though it's February now, but we're still starting, just beginning to come out of spring if you're on this side of the world. So hey. Good to see you. I'm glad that you got here by chance. I was seeing that whoever was to come today would be really meant to be here. That always is the case, but I was really feeling that very strongly. So yeah, the message that's coming through right now is basically around soul purpose. So feel free to share if any of you kind of want to share, if you feel like you know what yours is, you're living your purpose. We all have many, of course. Yeah, the message that's coming through is really to be fully like embodying this in every area. I'm seeing like a lot of people taking the leap this year to really be doing it full time. Although of course soul purpose isn't always necessarily a business. It can be many different things. It's unique. But what I am really seeing is basically starseeds, angelics, lightworkers, galactics, all really, and mystics, all coming out of hiding even more. A lot of people that I know, and I know this was the case for myself many years ago, kind of have to live like half in the purpose and half doing something else, and half almost in another life. And the people around you may only get like a tiny percentage of what you actually do, even if you explain it. So that definitely has been the case for me. I find I'm more just out in the open nowadays, but even then there's still sometimes people I come across and I explain and they might never even have heard of healing. So but I'm really feeling this shift, and I'm being guided also to support people in this year. I'm working currently on bringing forward, basically I'm closing off a chapter of where I kind of was centered around doing like kind of spiritual entrepreneurial stuff. Like I'm still going to be in a way doing that, but I'm going to be very much in my own right now. I already am. Like I've really shifted out to really do things in my own way, and I can feel that that's the wave this year. It's like do it, like take the leap, like fully commit to your purpose and making it work and do it in your own way, and that's very authentic to you. So that is the message that I'm getting coming forward so strongly. I'm probably going to reiterate this message too in upcoming videos and live streams. But yeah, basically I'm being guided to gather together like a short course, very simple, very direct, very to the point, of basically for people, like many different types of people, but especially for people who are maybe doing like a part-time job or something like that, and they want to really shift into doing their soul purpose full time and just fully lighting up and coming alive and doing that in a way that's really fulfilling and really supports them. So basically, for about 9 years, I think, I've been doing different things and lots of trial and error, lots of failures, but learning a lot. Learning a lot of things, learning what not to do, learning how to really be true to myself, and having faced many, many challenges. So that's really allowed me to come to refine my work in such a deep way. So what I want to do is give a kind of touch point for someone who's making that transition so they can kind of do it more quickly. I think it's like my journey's been about 9 years. There have been highs and there have been lows. And through all of that, I have come to kind of some idea, very clear idea of like very key important things within doing this kind of work. And a lot of that has to do with protecting, containing your energy, and really protecting your energy field, like not overgiving, not leaking your energy out, not having any kind of holes in your energy field and anywhere in your life. So that's like the main thing that like informs everything that I share. And then I just have some tips to share of like just easy ways to kind of set things up where you don't have to like feel like you have to be further ahead than you are. So it's just it's going to be like a very simple kind of I guess mini course. I feel like I need to get it out of me because it's like it's been inside. I'm like, this is valuable. I can feel it. It just needs to come out. It needs to come through. And I'm going to be putting it in like my I have like a 𝚂𝚃𝙰𝙀 website where I have different mini courses and things like that. And I'll just place it in there. And I feel like this is being asked for at the moment as this kind of touch point for these people. Probably some of you watching who are transitioning from another like way of living, another way of like supporting yourself in the world into kind of full-time sole purpose in the way that you want, and in a way that's really nourishing to you physically and spiritually, so, and authentic, of course. So yeah, that's going to be a thing, and that was kind of to do with the message. Basically, if you are feeling inspiration or a kind of inkling of an idea about something, definitely trust that, definitely do it. And what I'm getting as well is it's like it's not going away anytime soon. It's only becoming more. So don't feel like you've missed your chance if you're feeling that, or like you've missed the boat or whatever. It's just beginning, and this is really the foundation of a new way of the world is really coming in. It's been kind of ongoing for a while, especially since 2020, and that's kind of been deep excavation, like things falling away, like old systems really, anywhere that there's weaknesses or things are not truly in the best interest of others, these things are really beginning to fall down. And I think it's so important that those of us, light workers, or whatever you identify as, healers, positive forces in the world, it's really important that we are pillars right now, so that we don't just get lost in a constant destruction cycle, and kind of just old systems kind of just propping themselves up. It's important that we move, like especially when we know what's good for us, like, and we've really felt into and experienced very deeply, like, okay, this doesn't work and this is why, and this is what I prefer, and like really actually taking action on these things and the inspiration, because that energy is really like pertinent right now. And yeah, it's like it's been a build up of this wave ever since about the beginning of 2020, and then it kind of obviously went down into deep kind of excavation of all like that wasn't good, and then coming back. Now there's just this huge opportunity I'm feeling. So yeah, the message is really to take full, I don't want to say take full advantage, but yeah, take full advantage of it. Sometimes there's not really a better way to describe things, but yeah. Just gonna see your comments. Hello from the Netherlands. I'm Hungarian living in... I think I missed where you're living, but cool. I loved your story, by the way. You and Jeremy Garner inspire me to death. Love you guys. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I kind of recently, well, not that recently, a few months back now, shared some of my story on Wisdom from the North podcast. It was like there's so much to go into that like I really barely even got into it, but I definitely was able to share some key points that I felt were very important for the world right now. And obviously I've got my story on this channel too, my walk-in story. For any of you who don't know, I'm a galactic walk-in soul, and it basically means that this incarnation of mine was shared by two unique souls, or two unique souls within like the same frequency or oversoul, and there was a kind of shift after a near-death experience, and then I have come in since 4 years ago, and really been doing some new work and continuing some of the old soul mission as well. So yeah, what else was I going to say? I think I will share the light language transmission that is coming forward for today as well, for today's energy, for welcoming in the shift into spring. I'm really feeling it already. I usually feel the seasons like a bit before they actually shift. And yeah, oh, that's interesting. Just saw a comment. I wanted actually your take on the Lyrians. Have any perspective or commentary on them and the role they're playing on the earth? Yeah, so humanity actually all have like origins with the Lyrians. It's one of the kind of, I guess like you could say like galactic genetic origins of the human DNA is the Lyrian, so they're good guys. But yeah, I don't have much more to go into today, but I'll probably do a video about them at some point because I feel very connected to the Lyrians. And I actually did do a while ago a podcast. I should add it onto my playlist on this channel. I think it's under either podcasts or interviews or something like that on a playlist, and I'll add it on there, and I talk a little bit about the Lyrians there as well. But definitely can foresee going into a bit about the Lyrians and the Lyran energies at some point this year. Maybe it'll be August, maybe it'll be sooner, we'll see. But yeah, I'm just gonna bring forward a transmission for this 222 portal. This is the 22nd of February 2025. And just bringing all of this energy forward. A really strong intention about all of you who are moving, basically bridging from like the old ways and the old ways of living and the old structure of the world into the new, and really anchoring as this like pillar of light, and living your soul purpose in your own unique way. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna check if this reverb works, because I might bring in some sound as well. I'm feeling that coming. Let's see. Okay. Yep, that was very reverby. I'll turn it down a little bit there. Okay. Just landing in, focusing on your heart space, ready to receive this energetic transmission in order to just assist you with shifting and integrating physically anything that you're changing in your life right now to be acting on your inspirations that come from your soul in a bigger way than ever before. No kiaraka u siar nakuar no u ara nukoa si anakoa ian ai akua nila ora ana kokaya unaku urkua si anakua nia u ara kayum si a akara una kai kiaraka niar kai unar iana u ara sunakua iana kai ian uku uruku uru. So just clearing the field from anything that is old or for any blockages that would get in the way, just clearing all paths of anyone who is here or seeing this video in the recording with your permission from your higher self. You can just simply intend to accept this and just clearing your field and the pathways so that your transition from the old ways of living and existing into more integrated with your soul purpose is as easy as possible. So I'm feeling the vibrations in the heart space and also in the crown. This will really help you to stay focused with what's really important to you and what's really purposeful. And each time you tune into these areas, as well as the pineal, you're going to be aware on where your focus is most well spent in any present moment, where your energy is going to be coming back to you and actually feeding and nourishing your soul purpose instead of taking away from, which is what a lot of us will be moving away from in our own ways, some more than others. Some it's a process of refinement, like myself, and just really moving into doing things in our complete own right and our complete own way. This is what the world needs. We need all the variation. Yeah, because things have been getting very the same for a while, and it's kind of unnatural. We see this on the internet. We see so much of like the same thing over and over again, though the actual people or the actual souls are not really the same, and they're not really being or feeling seen and not feeling nourished. So just basically clearing and releasing that and refocusing and retuning and really trusting the self and your own natural interests and inspirations, and really bringing forth the same kind of conviction that you may have had towards other things in the past that actually weren't as much your chosen path that ultimately nourishes your soul, but you just may have learned to have that conviction around certain things. Like you see this with things like higher education and like things like that, certain jobs that may be like prestigious, and you might have that conviction, but there might feel like something's missing when you are to follow these paths. But just bringing that energy, that same energy of the conviction to do it, the focus, the motivation into what actually brings you joy and actually fulfills you and inspires you and is really unique. And even the things that, this is like a very Aquarian energy, but the things that seem like they almost make no sense why they would work, but you want them to, this is the time to really play with that and to really visit that and to begin to actually just go ahead with it. Because a huge part of doing anything is the actual doing of it. So much of the time our heads become filled with all these extra steps that we have to do in between, when really a lot of things, if we're really honest with ourselves, we can just do, and we can just do it now. So yeah, just really clearing away any kind of noise in the head or influences that are from the outside, allowing your field to really just be super focused and super sealed of your own energy, just radiating and permeating and really growing to higher and higher levels. Sunaki araku unukoa san u arake an u naya. Sunaki araka unuko onai. San I arakai un ua. Sunuku araku a. Sunuku urukia ana ua. Sunuku rakai I. Numa o rai I nakai iana on ar a kai ana. Numero una ko uruku ana. Sunuku rikai I nai I nuku arkui I. Sunuku uruku ai I nakaraki. Sunuku arakai I nuku ai. Sunuku ai arai nuku ai. Siai unuku ara. Suna ara. Kian ara. Numa. Iana. Iana. Si u nakayo nukurakun si anakuraun si anara heana siara wanokua si en u aranikia ukua clearing any blockages or any sorry slight interruption. They're just tuning back in. So yeah, beginning to clear any blockages around soul expression, clearing any shame, any tension, or any feeling of limitation, or feeling like you can't do it, or like you don't know how. You do know how. You know how to be who you are. And that's what you're going to see nourishment from, true nourishment in your life. So yeah, any inspirations that are coming up for you now at the moment, or even in the coming days? I feel like this is for someone in particular. That interest, that calling to pick up a new skill for sheer enjoyment, definitely do it. This is where things are beginning to shift into, where you really do get to see a return on actually following what you truly enjoy. And even if you're unsure or unclear on something that you're doing, but you're just continuing with that, finding ways to do that which you enjoy, where you do have either control over or some clarity over, because yeah, sometimes things can be a bridge or a pathway to something else. But what I'm seeing is that these pathways, things are accelerating. It's like these pathways are no longer needed to be pathways. You can kind of just move through them like a portal, and just go straight through and just focus on what that is that you're really truly wanting to actually do, and what you're wanting to bring forwards into the world. And once you get to the core of that, then it's a lot easier to see very clearly if something is for you or something is actually not for you. And sometimes you may be surprised with what that might be or what that might look like. Often it may be something that you didn't consider was possible. So definitely look out for that. But yeah, I'm just going to wrap this up now. It's just going to be a short one today, but I thought it was important to at least tune in. And it's been great to see all of you here live. I'm definitely going to have some meditations also coming up as well before the month's over. And yeah, some new things are coming through and on the horizon. So yeah, feeling very renewed, and like such a sense of renewal around soul purpose and the work that I do, and how I can best assist like all of you here and on this channel, because I really hear, like I just hear all of this calling, and I'm like, okay, there's lots of things that I have to do, but it's very exciting as well to be able to kind of, there's a lot of things I've just wanted to get out and like birth. It's like I've been they've all been kind of gestating within my field for so long, and so many years, and I'm finally just going to be bringing them out. It's like they're ready. So yeah, but yeah, thanks for joining me, and I hope that you all have a good rest of your day, whatever time it is for you. I'm going to include, if I haven't already, a link to book personal sessions with me in the description. I think it's there. And I've kind of been refining like the work that I do, and to really focus on soul purpose. I think that's going to be what you're going to be seeing from me for the next many years. I mean, it's always been there, but I'm really focusing in on this because it means so much to me. But yeah, really soul purpose and soul integration, because I think that's very important for the soul and the spiritual experiences to be integrated into the physical body and into daily life. Like that's like another super important message right now. And it's not always easy, depending on like what kind of support you have around you and things like that. It can be easy to live in a kind of split where you're kind of opposing or hiding the spiritual essence and your soul, and that no longer works. So that's a really strong message coming through. And I want to be able to be there as a kind of access point and to facilitate those of you who, some of you may also be going through upgrades, spiritual activations, psychic abilities and soul abilities, really waking up or enhancing and accelerating. And I'm just here basically to help to integrate that, so it's not so scary and so it's not so overwhelming, because I know that it can be, especially when you're alone. But yeah, I'm just here to really make that stuff easy and like easy to integrate, easy to recognize, easy for you to accept in yourself. So yeah, basically I offer support with soul integration, soul purpose integration, and integration for walk-ins and soul upgrades and all this kind of stuff, because it's probably the most fun. Because I've definitely been through a lot with these myself, like multiple spiritual awakenings, even though basically being like awake like the whole time, like my whole life, but there's just been multiple layers and multiple levels, because there's always shifts going on, and there's always more capacity to actually embody that which is divine and that which is of the soul and of the subtle energy and the non-physical world. So yeah, really bringing these together this year. I feel like we have it really is the right time to be doing this and focusing in. I mean, I guess any time that these words could be spoken is the right time, but this is the moment that we have, and yeah, definitely the energy is supporting that. And myself and I know some others will be also here supporting this process too, because yeah, humanity really are awakening and having this ascension process, and the world is changing, and not everyone has the same like abilities to kind of weather this, but I know that some of you, if you're here, you probably really do have that capacity to flow with these waves, and it's just a case of sometimes coming into like a deeper self-acceptance where you're like, okay, this is safe for me to be this way, this is who I am, and to really claim that and own that, and then it makes your life a whole lot easier as a whole. Because you're not hiding anymore, you're not having to split your energy into like this thing over here and then this thing that's completely different over here. It's just like, if you like to do a lot of different things like I do, it's just all off a similar essence, and it all feeds the other thing. Is like a nourishing symbiotic kind of experience, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's been great tuning in today, and yeah, the next thing you'll see probably will be a new meditation. Also, before I go, I am going to be speaking in April, beginning of April. Can't remember which day. I think it's between the 4th and the 6th of April is the event. I'm probably going to be speaking on the 5th of April. And it's at this water priestess event, so you'll see that in the community section, like where my posts are. If you're interested in that, there's slightly discounted tickets for that at the moment, but that will end nearer the event. I think it's about, I can't remember what the price is right now, actually. I think the early bird just closed. It was about $69. Maybe it's about $130 at the moment. I'm not certain. I could be wrong about that. That might be the full price ticket. It'll be somewhere between these two prices though. And yeah, it's just basically this whole event. You get access to many water priestesses all talking about sacred water in many different ways, and the event's been going for 3 years now, and I've been part of it each time. It's a really, really good event. So if you're called to that and you love the water, then I really recommend it, and hopefully I'll see some of you there. Okay, until then, and until next time, have a good rest of your day and week and month.